Good morning. Happy Monday to you. This is our last week on talking on eagles, and actually, when it comes to Friday, I'm going to be talking more on what's happening in September. So let's get into the word and high five. Let's come on, and today, come soar with me. We're going to talk about eagles that soar. And while I'm saying this, I want you to remember that soaring like an eagle is like our faith. That our faith, we can go up higher, we can go stronger. Soaring, when I'm talking about eagles, I'm talking about our faith. So just as the Lord likens us to eagles, I want you to think about how your faith is. And eagles are the most aerodynamic marvel. They really are. They can soar higher than any other bird with no exertion whatsoever, not flapping. They can just stay up there and just make a little slight adjustment with the current because they hit the thermal. There is a thermal that they hit, and they can soar without having any exertion. They're not having to flap and worry and try to get faster and stuff. They absolutely soar, and when they find that current, they can go a long ways. Eagles, they don't swim. I mean, they can dive, and they're pretty waterproof with their. I mean, they just dive, and even with all the feathers they have, they don't sink. They dive and they get their prey and they come out. But eagles are amazing. One of the species, not the bald eagle, but one of the species has been noted to be up 25,000 feet. Now that's 5 miles. That's high. There's nothing else that can soar like an eagle. One time there was one spotted 900 miles south of Greenland. There is no land for 900 miles, and here they're soaring. They don't have to have their perfect atmosphere or anything like that. They just have what God has built into them, and they soar. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. They can when they start going up, they can reach an altitude of 12,000 feet within minutes. I mean that. And we can go from faith, we're supposed to go from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and from victory to victory. We're not supposed to be down here on this earth just tired and just all alone. And so one thing I want to talk to you today, Solomon was the wisest man ever known, and he said in Proverbs 30:18, there are three things which are too wonderful for me, yes, four, which I do not understand. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent on a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a virgin. But the first thing he said, I don't understand how eagles can soar like that. You know what? The world can't understand that. There's a lot of people that think the Bible is full of witchcraft because they think witches can do everything, but they don't think God can do anything. And so we are created to soar, and they don't understand that. Aircraft designers have tried to model airplanes around the eagle's wings. And so here I want to show you something. This is an eagle's wing. This is from the book, one of my favorite books, On Eagle's Wings by Cole Stringer. It's even autographed by him. We got to meet him. And so this is an eagle's wing. Now you see at the very end, those feathers, those are called primaries. Now those primaries will make adjustments when they're flying. They, have you ever seen some of those weathermen in a hurricane? I mean, they can't hardly stand up. But an eagle will stay there because they have their primaries, and those primaries keep making little adjustments, and they can stand there strong. That's what God wants us to do. No matter what wind is blowing, He wants us to be able to make adjustments with our faith, and we do that by speaking the word out of our mouth. Speaking the word, and that's the adjustments. Those are the primaries. It's amazing that God called that those feathers that make all the adjustments and help them, and even the airplanes are modeled around the eagle's primaries. Isn't that amazing? and they're really shock absorbers, and they cut down on the drag. Now, how would you like to cut down on the drag in your life? Well, it is by making simple little adjustments. Those feathers don't look like much, but they are what help you to make adjustments. And so, what adjustments do you need to make in your life today? We'll talk again tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.